Hi, my name is Claudia van Zouden. As you might well know, if you've been reading and listening to the chapters of my book, my first children's book about Norah the polar bear and Marcin the polar bear whisperer. And it's a book that is about a story about hope, about friendship, and for solutions for taking care of the earth. So I recorded all 8 chapters that are in the book, but I've also put an additional sort of chapter in the book, so to speak, and it's a Solution Focused Enquiry and Reflection. Now, why do I do this? Because I'm a solution focused coach and a therapist and a workshop facilitator, meaning that I don't shy away from the problems. Definitely, we look at the problems, but we also look at what are the solutions we can take to make the challenges or the problems a little bit less, or how to cope with it better, or also to transform the problems into solutions. So, what I've done, I've put, like I said, on page 33 in the book, some questions in an order, and they're in order of the story a little bit as well. But actually, you can apply them also in different situations of your life. You can change the name, like here I ask about Norah, but perhaps about the situations that's happening in your life, or about someone that you really feel shows some behavior or has some values or qualities that you really aspire to develop a little bit more in yourself as well. Maybe these questions can help with that as well. Are you ready? Here we go. So the first question is, what do you think about Norah's strengths? And then I would advise that you maybe start writing them down, or you can have a discussion around it. Maybe do a couple of questions a day, or if you have some more time, a few more. But it's nice maybe to have a little journal. And in fact, I'm thinking of creating a Norah journal for you where you can write some other things down, maybe use it as a diary, or just like a dream diary or a journaling diary. Okay? So the next question. Could you mention at least 3 skills that she has that help her to overcome challenging situations? At least 3. If that's hard, then start with 1, and then maybe when you think about it a little bit more, some other answers would come for that. The third question. Are there any other qualities of Norah that you would like to point out? So is there anything else that you've noticed that she was very good at that helped her to get out of challenging situations? What can you say about Marcin is the next question. What qualities do you see in him? So it's a bit of the same what you did with Norah, but now what did you see in Marcin that you found helpful, that just jumped out of you, that you really thought, hey, that is something that's quite amazing that he does these things, or that he thinks that way, or that he perseveres that way. Anything that you noticed that you was helpful to overcome a difficult situation. What do you think was the best solution that happened in this book is the next question. What do you think is the best thing that happened in this book? Right? Next question. If you could mention one of your own great skills, which one would it be? So can you think about something that you're really good at in challenging situations, or in general? What is a great skill that you have? And the next question, what strength do you have that got you through a challenge in your life? So maybe that's more specific for challenging times. What strengths did you have that really got you through it and that was helpful for you? Next question. Norah found her friend Marcin, who could help her to make people aware of the global warming situation. But who would you go for support to if you needed someone? So who is your main character that you reach out to when you find it a little bit tough? And another one, next question. Who has been helpful to you in the past? So who has been helpful in the past? And when was the last time that you felt things were really going well for you? But you felt like, wow, I feel really good today. It was a good day. When was that? When was the last time? Was it today? Yesterday or 2 weeks ago? When was it? Just remember when it was and write it down if you take notes. And can you remember what you were doing? What were you doing then? Can you write it down or discuss it? And how was that helpful for you? What you were doing then? How was it helpful? How did it help you? What's your hope for the future? For anything, perhaps? Or something that challenging situations that you're in, or maybe in general, what is your hope for the future? How do you see the future? And what are you already doing to make it happen? That it will be like that, like your hope for the future. What are you already doing towards that? And the next question is, it's quite a funny question because I would like to measure if we are improving, meaning like in terms of moving towards your goal, your dream, your hope, that we can measure it. Yeah? That's sometimes important because we can have a general feeling, but if we don't see we moving forward, then we don't know if things are improving as much. So this is quite helpful to elicit that a little bit further. So how motivated are you to follow your dreams? Could you give it a number from a scale from 1 to 10? Like 10 being the highest and then of course 1 being the lowest. So how far are you for your dream, your goal, how you would like the future to be, or things right now perhaps already? From 1 to 10, how far are you with that? Can you write that down as well? And what else needs to happen to get a bit closer towards your dream coming true? So what is a small step that needs to happen for you if you say you were maybe 5 on the scale, to get to a 6 on the scale instead of the 10, because small steps, like we said in the last chapter of Norah's book, chapter 8, that small steps can also become big changes. So let's say you were a 5 on the scale. In order for you to go to 6 on the scale, or even a 5.5 is if 1 step is already too much. What is a small thing that needs to happen to go a little bit further on the scale? And then the next question is, how would you feel if your dream came true right now? Just absolutely right now, that you could feel a miracle has happened and my dreams come through. How would you feel? What would you do? What would you do differently? And who would notice by how you are behaving that your dream had come true? Who would notice that? Who would be the first person who would say, hey, I think so-and-so's dream would come true because I see this. And what would they see? So what would they notice if your dream had come true? What would they see? That's the next question. And then, what would they see in you to really make sure that dream has come true? What would they see? Something in your eyes, or the way how you spoke, or what you did? What would they notice? Let's go to the next question. When was the last time you felt the same way like when your dream had come true? When was the last time, even a small part of that, when you felt like your dream had come true? Like, when was that? And then the question is, what were you doing then? Was there something special you were doing, or were you at a special place? Next question. Who was there with you? Was there someone else there? Some friends or family? Or were you with your dog, go for a walk, or cuddling up with your cat, or anything like that? Next question, again that scaling question with the numbers 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 10 being low and 10 being high, where are you now in living your dream? Where are you now in living your dream? And if numbers is a bit difficult for you, because you may be a bit young yet, or some children have never learned to count. That's also possible because they haven't been able to go to school. You can also use perhaps a cup, and you can use the empty cup, that could be 1, and a full cup would be 10. Right? So then you can use it in measuring, is the cup half full or a little bit full or nearly to the rim. So you can also use that if you don't want to use the numbers. That's also very helpful to measure and to get other people to understand where you're at and how they could help you perhaps to move a little bit closer to how you would like to feel. So next question is, what would be happening if you were 1 higher up the scale? What would be happening differently than what's happening now? And how confident are you on the scale, 1 being low and 10 being high, that you will make your dream come true, or that it will come true? So from 1 to 10, 1 saying, no, I'm not confident at all, it will never happen. And 10 might be fully confident that it will happen, because I'm sure it will. And whether, I will be feeling very supported by, you might say, by the universe, or by your family, or your parents, or your friends, or that you really want to make it happen. So how confident from 1 being very low and 10 being very high that your dream will come true? Write it down if you're writing down, or say to someone else who can write it down, or maybe you can remember it all. That's also fine. Just giving you some tools here that could help. Next question. What else needs to happen for you to feel that you are on track in life? That you feel things are going great? Huh? So what else needs to happen for you to do that? I'm not talking about getting big presents or something like that, but something that what needs to happen. Would you need a little bit support of someone, or do you need to feel a little bit more confident, or maybe like yourself a little bit more? Things like that, because a lot of people find that very hard, but it's actually very, very helpful if you really appreciate yourself and start to acknowledge how wonderful you actually already are. That's something that to really remind yourself of as well. But in order for you to do that, and in order for you to feel that you're on track in life, what else needs to happen to support you with this? And then my next question is, who else can help you then to make that happen? Who's there for you to make that happen? And now, next question, how can you help taking care of the earth? Following question, who and or what can be supporting you in doing this? Okay, so if you want to do something for the earth, what and or who can help you to do this? And the next question is, what are you already doing that is helping the environment? Are you already doing something? Are you putting on a jumper at night when you feel you're a little bit chilly, and normally you would maybe switch on the heating straight away, but now you think, you know what, I'm just going to put my slippers on, if you have some, of course, and a jumper or a cardigan or something like that. Something that you don't need to put the heating on, or perhaps when you start brushing your teeth, that you don't leave the water running all the time, but you just switch the water off and you just then brush your teeth and then switch it on again, or maybe doing something completely different. I'm just curious. So what are you already doing that's helping the environment? And second last question. What else do you plan to do for the environment? So is there anything else that you would love to do to help the environment? And then the last question is, what was the best part of the book for you and why? Now, if you would like to share that with me, that would be even more fantastic. You can always email me at solutionways@gmail.com. And I would love to hear what you thought was the best part of the book and why you found that way. And yeah, that was actually what I wanted to share with you today in this video. And what I write there is well done for taking the time to reflect on these questions. And you can use them again and again, like I said in the beginning, if you want to. And maybe another last question. What other questions could you ask that could find solutions for climate change? And please share them with me too, because I'd be curious to think and to hear what you do. In the end, it also speaks a little bit in the book about why I wrote the book, why I think it's important to write this book. But also there's some nice sites on websites about polar bears, and you can learn more about their habitat and where they live. And there's also information and website mentioned on here about the Sami people. And the Sami people are the reindeer people. They're still a sort of semi-nomadic people that we have here in Europe, the indigenous peoples of Europe. And they live really up north from Norway, Sweden, Finland. Actually, they go also a little bit further in Russia. And if you want to learn more about it, you can go online and find out. But what's really interesting also, we also have polar bears still in Europe. So that's very interesting. In Spitsbergen, they live still here. And the Sami people, they have a very much respect for the polar bears. So, and for all bears in general. And in fact, there was one lady called Greta Huva. She was an elder from the Sami people. She lived in Sweden, and I met her in 2007 when I went up there to the North Pole. And she shared a lot about the bears and how they take care of the bears and how they respect the bears as well. And she taught me also about the ice bear, the polar bear. So this book is also for them to support them, and that we know more about the Sami people, and that they're very special people who hold a lot of wisdom still. And I think we should hear more of their wisdom. So the book is also dedicated to them. So if you want to find out about that, you can also find the link in my book for that. And if you're really curious, you can also email me and I can send it to you. Thank you for watching. Yeah, like I said, please share the book if you feel inspired by it, if you feel excited about it, if you feel it's fun, if it gives you hope. And I look forward to keeping in touch. And thank you all the teachers who already read it at the classes at the schools. You know who you are. And all the grandmothers and parents and grandfathers and friends and aunties and uncles who bought the book already. Thank you for all your reviews that I received. I'm so grateful for it. For me, this book is really about giving hope to children. The kids are bombarded with a lot of negativity. And I think, children are the future, and they need hope, they need support, they need love, they need friendship, and they need that we as adults and children take good care of the earth. Thanks for watching. All the best. Bye-bye.